Good morning, everyone out there, and hello to lucid dreamers of the world. I'm making this video in hopes that I can help some people who are interested in lucid dreaming yet might not know much about it or how to do it, or even maybe some who have. Um, Recently I've heard a couple different people in videos mention lucid dreaming and lucid dreams they had, and I generally don't mention lucid dreaming. I don't even think I've ever made a video about it. But I was an avid lucid dreamer for a long time, for at least 2 years. First off, let me tell you, for lucid dreaming is possible for anyone. It's not one of those things that some people can do and some people can't. It's something you have to train yourself to do. It takes dedication, perseverance, and I'm going to start off by trying to help anybody who's interested to perhaps make it a little bit easier for yourself. Now, I'm no expert at it, but I got to the point where I could fly in my dreams, and I could wake myself up within my dreams. I could be aware that I was dreaming without freaking out and waking up. And that took me a while to overcome, because anybody who's ever lucid dreamed knows that the minute you realize that you're dreaming, you usually get excited and you wake up. And that happened to me a lot, and it was frustrating, but over a period of time I developed my ability to do it. And now, I think it's been about 3 years since I've had a real lucid dream, maybe 4 years, because haven't been training and I haven't been practicing. You think of lucid dreaming like a sport, anything like that. You can't just jump back on the field and go play if you're soft. You'll get your ass kicked, so you've got to practice and work up to it. Now, there's two main things that I've found about lucid dreaming. Number one, the most important factor is if you do drugs or you drink alcohol, it's not even really worth the effort. And I know that people probably can do it if they consume drugs. I personally cannot. I've tried it, and it's nothing like it is when you're dead sober. And I don't drink, but I do smoke pot, and then if I smoke pot at night, it makes it harder to lucid dream. Towards the end of the night, you can do it better, but it's just common sense. You want to be clear-headed when you're doing it. Now, there's two things that I've found that are important. These two things: books and a voice recorder. Some people will tell you to wake up and start writing your dreams down. My problem is once I grab a pencil and paper, I'm looking at pencil and paper and I start forgetting what I was going to write. There was a period of time where I wrote down all my lucid dreams, and I have them in a journal. But after a while, I took this little Sony voice recorder. It's just a little cheap one, but turn it on in the morning and push the record. It's that easy, and start talking before you open your eyes. Now, you can start doing this before you lucid dream. Tell yourself before you go to bed, I'm going to remember my dreams, and start training yourself over a period of weeks. And every dream you remember, document it. I've got hundreds on this thing, and when I go back and listen to them, I'm like, wow, I remember that dream. And I don't generally remember my dreams these days because I don't really try. But if you want to try, you can. And that's the only way that you're going to really learn to do it. Now, these are two books I can recommend to anyone who's interested. First one is called The Power of Creative Dreaming by Pamela Ball. And it says, how and why we dream is one of life's deepest mysteries. Most of us have little awareness of our dreams and find them almost impossible to recall. Some people, however, remain aware while dreaming, thereby enabling them to explore hidden layers of consciousness and discover answers to many problems in their waking lives. You too can tap this rich subconscious of dreams within yourself. Immensely practical, with exercises and step-by-step guidance, The Power of Creative Dreaming will show you how to explore your dreams to create the world you want. And let me tell you, first off, it's dangerous. Lucid dreaming becomes addictive. If you start controlling your dreams, you're going to become addicted to it at a certain point because it's exciting to go to sleep at night. It's really funny to see things from that perspective. Like, some people have enjoyed their day so much they don't want to go to bed, but, when you're a lucid dreamer, you don't want to wake up. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of the dreams I've had, but they've been very revealing and opening, and they've changed a lot of the way I view the world. It's I asked one time, I said, before I went to bed, I said, I want to meet my spirit guide in a lucid dream. So I'm walking along this like kind of country road, and I meet this little black kid. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? He's like, he starts talking and walking with me. I didn't realize till later that if there is a such thing as a spirit guide, that must have been it. I met someone or something in my dream that was very vivid and real to me. And we walked to the top of this hill, and I was talking to him. I can't remember the conversation we had, but I remember saying, do you think I can fly off this hill? And he looked at me and he said, if you want to. So I jumped off and I flew. Just amazing stuff. So here's what I'm going to leave you guys with, because this is the way that I learned to do it. Stay sober in the evening. Grab a book about lucid dreaming and read it before you go to bed. Then go to bed, sleep all night. If you have any ability or way to wake yourself up without a harsh alarm, let's say 5 in the morning, you want to sleep about 4 to 5 hours maybe. Then wake up, grab your book, whatever book, a book about lucid dreaming, and read it in the dark by yourself. Not in the dark, but in subdued lighting for about 20 minutes. Then go back to sleep. And what that does is it rewires your brain for the next cycle of REM sleep, because it's towards the end. I believe it's an hour and a half in that you're going to get your best dreams. So go back to sleep for about an hour and a half and then wake back up and write them down, and you'll find that those vivid dreams at the end of the night are very intense. This book I want to leave as one of the key books, and this is The Art of Dreaming by Carlos Castaneda. It is a fascinating book. I haven't read it in so long, maybe it's time again. It says, containing detailed descriptions of different dreaming techniques, Carlos Castaneda's groundbreaking approaches through the protean teachings of Don Juan are geared to show, as well as guide, a dreamer through the 4 stages, or gates, of dreaming. After mastering passage through the 4 gates, one will have better command of their own dreams, the potential of those dreams, and what they symbolize in our waking world. Whether explaining enlightenment by the essence of everyday sorcerers or detailing the dangers that many marked beings around us emulate, the art of dreaming shows a higher plane which we can all live justly and peacefully, protecting our spiritual selves and those important to us from world harm. And this book is, it was an interesting, it's a story, but it's not, he's speaking about assemblage points. Anybody who's read Carlos Castaneda would know what I'm talking about with assemblage points. And, ouch, oh, my back's just killing me today. There's a point directly behind us, which is what Carlos Castaneda called the assemblage point. It's been a long time since I've read up on that, but after seeing that in there, it reminded me, but it's this point of energy behind each one of us, and I believe it's at about 3 feet out. And in a way, it's the projection of our aura. In a way, you could almost see it as like a projector of us. It's the energy field that surrounds us, and I'm not too much on the particulars of it, but but he goes into fine detail about leaving this plane of existence into the dream world, which to them is considered a real dream. The dream world is considered a real place. It's an existing place where people can tackle things on a different plane. And I gotta tell you, dreaming to me and intense dreaming is the most convincing factor that I've found for the possibility that consciousness exists outside the body. And I can't express that enough. I can look around me and I don't see any real physical proof as to what a God is, or an afterlife, let's say, or what happens to people after they die, or how the consciousness could survive outside the body. But when you dream and you're in another place, which some people believe that some dreaming is astral projection, some people believe dreaming is all astral projection. I don't, but I think that some is. And I think that once you've projected your consciousness outside of your body, that's enough to give a person kind of a kick in the pants about the reality of life, that we can exist outside our bodies. It's never been an issue of whether we can as much as do we take our consciousness with us. And when you're dreaming, having fun, having great dreams, interesting dreams is great, but if you're not in control of your dream, then it doesn't have the same impact. When you're there and you're aware you're dreaming, it's amazing. Everything becomes clear, crystal clear and perfect. It's not like your average dream where you look around and everything's hazy. It becomes very crisp and clear, almost scarily clear. I remember one time, the first lucid dream I think I had, I realized I was dreaming, and I said, okay, remain calm. First thing you're supposed to do is continue staring ahead in your dream. Don't shake or look around and get all excited when you realize you're dreaming, or you'll wake up. So I looked at this coffee table in this room and I said, I'm going to manifest a bong and weed to appear on the table. And I did. A strange thing to make appear, but I did it, and at that point I realized I was in control. And when I was in control of my dreams, I was in control of my life. That brought me to a control of my life where I felt much more content with everyday situations. And I encourage anyone to try who's interested. Get yourself a book about lucid dreaming, get yourself a voice recorder, and start doing it if you haven't done it. And it's a whole new world to explore. So I hope that can help somebody on their way. Peace out, everybody.